Good afternoon. Today's short video is going to concentrate on figure drawing. There are figures, human beings, in our next project called Wipeout. And drawing the figures convincingly, even if they're cartoons, can be a little tricky. So I've been racking my brain to figure out how to best present this to you. Here it goes. Here's the assignment Wipeout without color. You can see it has 3 figures in it, and it's got 3 surfboards, and they're wiping out. That means they're falling off their surfboards in a big wave. We'll get to all those other details later. You can see I've been playing around with figures. Their bellies, their heads, their legs, their arms, and sometimes I'm successful and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I get frustrated and I just X something out. Or I get a little experimental. Here I try to show somebody standing on their hands, so we just see the mop of their hair and a little bit of their nose sticking out. Notice how sometimes I'll make an arm, a hand, a foot or a leg big, and then the one near the back, farther up on the page, will go small. This is a great way to show distance. We also will do some foreshortening. Let's get started. I recommend starting with an oval. I drew it lightly there in regular pencil. In figure drawing, you want to be able to show a bend in the back. So I poked in on that oval right there. I'm going to make another oval right here. And maybe this time, poke in right there. You notice how the poking in doesn't exactly divide this into 2 equal halves. We have a smaller half on top and a bigger half on the bottom. This could be the bottom of the figure, and this up here could be the top. You can see where I just placed the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. There's an ear. There's some hair. Usually you don't get started with those details first. There's the belly button. Let's see what we can do with the arms and the legs. The belly button tells me that this is the middle of the figure right there. He's turned to his side. So if I have one leg coming up here, there's the knee. Maybe another leg is here. Foreshortened, which means I'm not going to see as much of it. And this foot can be big, again, sticking closer to my eye. And maybe this foot, farther back, can be a little bit smaller. So, bigger, smaller. This is shorter than that, this is shorter than that, because this sticks at an odd angle outwards towards my eye. That's foreshortening, okay? Let's do the arms. I'm just going to stick his arms up in the air. You see how a very light line gives me an idea of direction? If I don't like it, I just change it, but these are okay. I'll thicken them up just a little bit. I won't worry about an elbow in these. They can be sticking straight out. And I'm going to treat the hands as simply as I did the feet, although I may decide, like a mitten, to have a place for the thumb. And there you go. It could be that I will go back and do some erasing. It might be that I will do some changing. I might thicken this up. I might smooth this out. I might erase some lines that I no longer need. But all in all, that's an okay figure. This one can be right side up. This could be the head. This could be the head. But remember, I kind of like to use the smaller end for the head. So let's see what we can do with this. I could have his eyes this way. I could have his eyes this way. Let's do this. Let's put his eyes right there. That gives me an idea of the center, his belly button there, the curve of his swimsuit there. Smile on his face, ear. And again, you do not have to get into all these smaller, finer details, but it does help to animate and give a presence to this. You see how we have the torso here, the head up here, pretty simple bean shape that we used. Came from an oval, one of our basics. Let's see what we can do with the legs. How about this leg coming back like this? Just like he's kneeling on the ground. And this leg can come forward. We'll give it a little bend. You see that it kind of gets in the way of this other figure. but I want to make sure this is long enough coming forward to make sense. If I think that I kind of botched that, I might go back and do a little bit of redrawing. But for the time being, that's okay. Here is an arm, and here, this arm might not be seen very well because it's behind his body. But I can put his hand there. Your thumb, normally, is towards the inside of your body, and this is the inside of his body. So I'll go ahead and put his thumb right there. There's a little bit of his wrist. We don't really see much right here. I could put a bump out here for a shoulder, just saying, and that would be that. The bump looks kind of weird. I could bend it at the elbow, thumb to the interior, wrap the hand around like that. Looks like he's striding or walking. Give him a nose like that. So you might want to explore and experiment. Start with your basic oval. It could be a little bit longer and skinnier than normal. Go ahead, pinch off just a little bit, bigger to one side, smaller to the other. The smaller side could be your face if you want. Remember, I'm trying to make this as easy as I can for you. You don't have to start with the features right away, but the features do tell you where the middle of the body is, where the belly button would be, and that midline right there that runs up through the belly button and the eyes and the nose does give you a sense of where the legs will be. Maybe I'll just have him standing on one leg, standing on another. Maybe one's a little bit closer. Maybe one's a little bit farther away. This one might be bigger. This one might be smaller. And what is he looking at and pointing at? Well, when you point, there's your finger, pointer finger. There's your thumb to the inside. There it is. Okay, he's pointing at something. I don't know what. He's got an exclamation mark. Maybe there's a surfboard coming down on his head. And this arm, again, believe it or not, let's see, let's put the thumb to the inside there. You see how the shoulder juts out just a little bit, the arm goes behind the body, hidden, and then we see the rest of the arm here, not much, and the hand down there. So you can hide things if you want. Remembering that eventually we will add some value, but right now you kind of want to nail down the movement through the body. You want to nail down the placement of the hands, the arms, the legs. If you can, use a curve upwards or downwards to define the trunks of the individual. If it's a weight lady, it could be wearing a bikini or a one-piece swimsuit, whatever you want. You can do this any way you want. It's really up to you, the style you'd prefer. If you wish to be more simple than this, that's fine. But give figure drawing a try. Remembering the curve is a great way to start out. It gives us a sense of the movement of the back through the body, up through the tummy. It kind of animates whatever it is you're trying to draw. Okay? Now, you try.